Welcome back. You're still watching Citizen Live at 1. Let's go straight to the Okoa Kenya offices in Lavington here in Nairobi, where the People's Assembly Organizing Committee is currently addressing the media. Let's listen in.
Also, it is not a done deal. It is a statement of intent. For the avoidance of doubt, no negotiations on any issue has taken place. The memorandum is an initiative of the two leaders in their individual capacities. When you read it, you will see that they describe themselves not as presidents or leaders of political formations, which they are, but as friends and compatriots. The two leaders have acknowledged that the historical origins of our current crisis and the many opportunities over the years that leaders have missed to right the ship. They recognize that they too have a historic opportunity to set the country on the right course, and they do not want to be remembered as another generation of leaders that did not rise to the occasion. We also wish to underline that the memorandum acknowledges that the nature of the crisis we are in is political, and that the dysfunction we see in the state is societal. It is the first time in our history that leadership at the highest level has acknowledged that we have a problem called tribalism. They have acknowledged that institutions and infrastructure do not make a nation. A nation is a shared sense of belonging. This is the glue that holds diverse people together and enables them to overcome diversities and to achieve great things. They have acknowledged that this glue is weak, the result of which is, and I quote from their statement, deterioration of relationships between ethnic communities and political formations. It is, of course, the case that our political formations are themselves ethnic formations. In other words, the truth is our politics is patently tribal. We must therefore acknowledge, commend, and congratulate the two leaders for this meeting of minds, because we have not had leaders in the past come to this meeting of minds and tell the nation that this is a fundamental problem we have in this society. Acknowledging a problem is the first step towards solving it. Chinua Achebe bequeathed us the timeless African wisdom that a man who does not know where the rain started beating him cannot say where he dried his body. This initiative is about retracing our steps to where the rain started beating us. This we can only do as a people, not as the state, not as government, not as socio and economic interest groups, but as communities. As Abagusi, Abaluya, Luo, Kambas, Kikuyu, Maa, Mijikenda, Makonde, Somali, Waswahili, Turkana, and every other community that inhabits this land. As the People's Assembly Organizing Committee, we embrace and support this, for this is precisely the purpose for which the People's Assembly has been established. The two leaders have asked us to give them an opportunity to spearhead this process. We have accepted, and we acknowledge that it is better to reason together than separately. As another piece of African wisdom tells us, one fingernail cannot kill a louse. We are therefore, in this spirit, suspending the People's Assembly process. But this support is not a carte blanche, neither is it unconditional. We have impressed upon the leaders of the imperative for this process to be honest, truthful, and courageous. Honest, truthful, and courageous introspection will acknowledge that tribalism is not an end in itself, but a means that has been used to acquire and use political power for unjust enrichment. It has been used to skew public resource allocation and opportunities to particular communities and regions so that they can in turn protect those in power. Tribalism is an unholy alliance between communities and their leaders to further the interests of the latter at the expense of other Kenyans. In a nutshell, it is the continuation of the divide and rule strategy of the colonial era. We have impressed upon the leaders that we cannot afford, in this being the case, we cannot afford sacred cows and no-go areas and raw nerves. We must confront all our challenges the way they are. We cannot continue to sweep things under the rug and pretend that everything is okay, only for those things to blow up in our faces. A decade into our new constitutional dispensation, we continue to tiptoe around historical injustices. As we speak, public land is being enclosed, and entrepreneurs are bankrupting the country. We have been assured that this initiative will be about the people, will involve the people, and will be validated and owned by the people. But we are alive to the painful history of political betrayal. We know that once crises subside, leaders can get comfortable, and indeed do get comfortable, and allow the issues of the people to fade into the background. That's how we have ended up where we are, because it's not the first time that we have tried to close ranks as a society, as a country, politically, only for the political class to lock the door behind them and leave the people high and dry. So, it is our duty as citizens to hold these leaders' feet to the fire and ensure that this does not happen again. We ourselves want to assure the people that we are remaining vigilant, and we urge all Kenyans across the political divide to join hands so that we can do this together. God bless Kenya. That's the end of the statement. Thank you very much. We will now take questions.
David D. there speaking on behalf of the People's Assembly Organizing Committee at Lavington Okoa Kenya offices, and they've just suspended the People's Assembly process. That is the gist of that statement as read out by David D. Next up, business news.